Hey guys, I wanted to apologize first because obviously due to the title you can tell this is not going to be a happy-go-lucky video as normal, and it's a bit longer than regular because I really wanted to actually talk about this since a lot of us don't seem to like to talk about it or only speak briefly in a tweet. Today I wanted to talk about the silent elephant in the room: mental health and content creation. I know there are a few content creators who do talk about it from time to time, but I don't think there has been an actual open discussion with everyone, or maybe I'm not seeing it and I'm not crediting people properly, so correct me in the comments. But I do want to bring it up because this subject is super important to me since I also deal with this issue from time to time. I think the big stigma around it is that as a content creator, we do remain honest and open with our audience, but when we actually want to be open and honest about specific stuff, we don't open those doors and talk about it because it's not what, quote unquote, the audience wants to see. We see the numbers grow, whether it's sub counts, followers, views, viewers, or even likes and retweets, but when we see the numbers stagger and fall, it ends up taking a toll on the mind. I wanted to make this video and to openly talk about this issue and to not have it be something that people don't feel uncomfortable talking about anymore. So let's talk about it. The way content creation can have such a strong effect on us mentally is actually really fascinating. The brain reacts to the positive reinforcement, i.e. number growth in views or viewers or subs or followers, but then when it doesn't end up growing even more, the brain goes into a more negative space. The dopamine received during the growing portion, or the more quote-unquote successful times, is what keeps us going and puts us into this great and amazing space where everything feels like it is just going good and we're capable of achieving any goal we set for ourselves, or we feel that our goal is actually achievable. But when it goes south, that dopamine goes away. It's actually a product of how our brains function with short-term goals and why things end up becoming a roller coaster. It's no surprise that within the realm of content creation, it is incredibly difficult and not concrete on whether or not this passion can become a full-time job. When you're starting out, I think when we see these initial effects in content creation where it seems like it is going so well, our dopamine levels increase and we start feeling amazing until there is that one bump in the road. The reality of it is that in this space, anything can happen. So what about the people who have reached that success and still suffer from mental health issues? Well, ask yourself, what do I see as success? Is it the 1K viewers, the massive amount of subscribers, the potential money these content creators rake in? Success is viewed differently on a case-by-case basis and does not always equate to happiness. During these past few months, we have had more deaths tied to mental health in content creators, and it seems like this is definitely a problem that keeps coming to light, but it seems like others are afraid to talk about it because of the potential to lose something from what they built off their platform. Success in content creation is not obvious, and there isn't a specific spot in your path that means you are successful. And I think it's definitely something we as content creators, both big and small, need to remind ourselves. Success is subjective. It's not concrete in any shape or form. And I know personally that was something that I struggled with because everyone's path of success is different from the next person. And a reminder of that to yourself is so important when it comes to your own mental health. As content creators, we need to recognize how we are feeling and take those breaks to put ourselves first. I know that it is really scary to take that time away from your platform, but how you feel is equally important and your audience will appreciate it, knowing that you are taking care of yourself. The way that I have been coping with my own mental health issues is just taking my time away from things and resting. I won't lie, like I mentioned earlier, my mental health does get affected from time to time, and all I can remind myself is that I'm human too, and I do have my own limits, and that is okay. Finding that space to cope and become better is equally important, whether it's talking to friends, playing other games, or talking to a therapist, or even taking that time just to rest and sleep. As content creators, it is very, very hard for us to admit that we need to take that space, or to admit that we are drained, because ultimately we want to keep going, we want to keep working, and that's great. Work ethic is great, but taking care of ourselves is equally great, and that is a-okay. You know, it is a-okay to take that time away and make ourselves happy. The dark side to content creation is a heavy side that no one really talks about heavily, because we put out what we want you guys to see. We want you to see happy, and we want you to feel happy. But I think it is also important to be open and discuss these matters with your audience, and even with other content creators, to keep the conversation going and to no longer stand individually, but to stand together in unison. This is one side I actually wish I knew about ahead of time, but I'm glad that now I can speak about it and talk to others about it and be open. Our mental health is important as well. And it is 100% something that I really did wish I knew ahead of time, but you can't. This is something that you just can't really know ahead of time, unfortunately. But this is one aspect to content creation outside of many of the positive aspects. This negative aspect is very much real, and it affects everyone from time to time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it is a little bit on the darker side, but I really wanted to talk about this subject as of late, and I'm glad I did. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and of course give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who may need to hear that it is okay to take care of ourselves. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, and follow me on social media listed down below. Take care of yourselves, because you are loved and important. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!